Have a good day. LA Beast here, and as a small child I realized pretty early on that I had a sweating problem, often causing me to go into dehydration mode, and that sweating problem has definitely transferred into my adult life. It's quite possibly sitting in this chair talking to you right now. I'm currently sweating, my butt crack. And here today, in the name of human science, my goal is quite simple. And after exercising all the sweat out of my body causing dehydration, I plan on answering the age-old question of whether or not I can quench my thirst by consuming this lifeboat and life raft rations U.S. Coast Guard drinking water from the year 1943. Now, so can I quench my thirst by drinking 82-year-old water? It is yet to be determined, but we're going to find out. And as a secondary test, after exercising, hopefully causing dehydration, I plan on scientifically trying to quench my thirst by chewing a piece of gator gum, which you may have seen at your local sporting goods shop growing up as a kid. This pack of gator gum I spent $166.20 on. It's from the year 1980, making it 45 years old. I guess there's 5 pieces divided by 166 divided by 5. Now, so as I'm consuming a $33 piece of gum, which is for active people, and on the package it claims it helps quench thirst. And my question is, will it? As we're going to find out, I'm going to ruin the sanctity of this pack of gum, as there's no other example of this on eBay, which is why I paid so much money. I've now placed my 82-year-old tin of Lifeboat Life Raft Rations U.S. Coast Guard drinking water from 1943 into my special chilling case for maximum ice-cold, thirst-quenching power. And it's just going to chill off to the side there for a second. As I explained to you, that when it comes to water safety, I know Jack squeak. And as this tin of water, it was actually canned in October of 1943, the same time that FDR was president. World War II was going on, and the movie Bambi from Disney was released to the public for the first time a year earlier in 1942. So I don't know if it's safe to drink. So here's my plan of attack. And what I plan on doing right now is getting up and putting on my high-tech sweatsuit. And then behind me, I'm going to turn the heat on full blast. There's not a whole lot of room to exercise up here, so I'm going to probably do a little shadow boxing for 20 minutes until I start sweating profusely. And then we're going to test our first theory on whether or not gator gum, this specific gator gum is 45 years old, as it claims on the package, whether or not it will help to quench my thirst. And then after drawing our scientific conclusions, I'm going to get up yet again, shadow box probably for another 20 minutes. And as all the heat is going to be trapped in this suit, and I'm sweating profusely, that is hopefully going to start and or get me into some solid dehydration. And in my dehydration experiences in life, as you start to lose focus, like I don't know where I am and what's going on. And that's when I'm going to take a small sampling of the water from 1943 and test it just to make sure that it's safe for consumption. And after watching fellow YouTuber Electronics and More's video about consuming really old water, I still don't know what I'm doing, but I purchased an 18-in-1 water testing kit. I'm going to test for bacteria, and then this magic water testing wand, when you stick it into the water, it gives you a rating from 0 all the way up to 100, and the closer to 100 that your reading is, the safer the water is to drink. In the video with Electronics and More, his water was like right around 66, and he deemed that safe for consumption. If, and only if, the 1943 water is deemed safe for consumption, then together we will find out whether or not, in the name of human science, water from 1943 can in fact quench my thirst after extreme exercise and dehydration. Let's get started.
Putting on my sweatsuit, putting on my sweatsuit, putting on my sweatsuit, yes I am. Putting on a sweatsuit, yep, and we're done.
Commencing exercise part 1 to test out the 45-year-old gator gum. That's about 108, 109, probably, 15, 20 minutes. The heat's blasting. I'm going to be sweating profusely, and I'm already a little bit parched. So I'm excited to see if gator gum really does in fact quench your thirst after extreme exercise. We're going to speed this part up. All right, it's 1:39 p.m. I had a little temperature gauge. It went from 69. It's right around 72 degrees. It's been 30 minutes of me nonstop moving. I'm feeling the sweat, and when it comes, like my mouth feels parched, like it's dry. Like when you're already feeling thirsty, that's when dehydration is setting in. So we're just gonna move the camera up, sit down, and let's test the Gatorade gum. Will it quench my thirst? As you can see, it's 72 degrees. I'm sweating, and I guess here we go. Let's have a side camera rolling. Whew, I spent way too much on a pack of gum. This is the orange flavor. Let's see if I can neatly take this out of the package. Well, so on the side camera you can see it's pretty cool. Gator gum. This is from 1980. Oh man, there's like brown spots all over the gum. Uh-oh. Okay. Well, there's brown spots on the gum. Probably because it's probably not really, you shouldn't eat this. But according to the Swell Company, oh God.
It was at this point I started questioning my life choices.
Okay, well, the mouth-watering gum, will Gator gum from the year 1980, this is 45 years old, as it claims on the package, will it quench my thirst? Freak it! Tastes like if you eat just a piece of vitamin C. Like the chewable vitamin C's. I got like a hint of 1980 in my mouth. It's like dust. It's immediate dust. So I probably shouldn't have swallowed that. Interesting. It tastes like chalk. It tastes like orange vitamin C chalk with a hint of like 1980 stank. And the gum itself, it just immediately disintegrated, and then it became like a powder. And then, well, you know what? I will give it this. It became powder, and then I do feel like there was more saliva in my mouth. I'm going to say, even though I probably wouldn't recommend ever consuming a 45-year-old piece of gum that has brown spots on it, 67% yes. This Gator gum did in fact slightly help quench my thirst. It made my mouth a little bit more watery. That is interesting. That is not the way that I was expecting that to go. And if I don't get up and brush my teeth and get this out of my mouth, I feel like there's going to be a longer term problem. All right. Interesting. Like a vitamin C 1980s cardboard. Gator gum. I need to brush my teeth.
Now, immediately after I probably ate that moldy piece of Gator gum from 1980, I got back up and I started exercising. For probably about another 20 minutes, I was sweating profusely. It's about 74 degrees up in the attic, and the heat really does get trapped in that sweatsuit. So I was feeling thirsty, I was feeling parched, and quite possibly ready to quench my thirst.
There, it's 74 degrees. My mouth is very parched. Again, like when you're feeling thirsty, that's when you're already dehydrated. The heat is definitely trapped within this suit. It's 75 degrees now. Set up the cameras quick and boom. I'm thirsty and I want to quench my thirst. I'm going to keep this one continuous shot because once I open up the tin, there's no tomfoolery. I want to try and drink down some old school water here. Again, this is dated October of 1943. We'll keep that side intact. LA Beast. I'm opening up water from 1943. Okay. Maybe not. So far, all right, there's a little bit of a hiss. There's definitely a little bit of a hiss there.
When fellow YouTuber Electronics and More opened up his 60-year-old emergency water, there was in fact a hissing sound, and he said that was a positive thing. So I heard a hissing sound when I attempted to start to open this can. And as you can see, I don't know how to work a can opener. And then I grabbed a knife that my dad bought me at LL Bean back in 1995 up in Maine. And I spent a whole boatload of time fiddling with rusty tin from 1943. Probably another 10 seconds here. But somehow, some way, I finally got this can open somehow. And for the sake of one continuous shot, so there's no tomfoolery, this is why I'm keeping this in here. Here we go.
Let's see what this looks like.
Skate.
Well, that's not good. Well, okay. First and foremost, I'll do a better close-up shot. The water is discolored, and it kind of smells like a barbershop floor. Now that I actually touched the metal, my hand is burning a little bit. Oh boy! So we're still gonna go ahead here. So let's get a good close-up. I don't know. It's definitely slightly. We're gonna get all this. All right, it's not terribly bad. There's some particles. There's definitely some particles floating on top there. All right, you can see the particles. Yeah. All right. You know what? That is drinking water from 1943. It looks a lot worse when it was actually in the container. It's fizzing. All right. The close-up shots are essential. And I think the floating particles are from whatever the tin. I was trying to like rattle the tin, get it open. So there's definitely tin particles in there. Let's test the water quality of 1943 water. So put it in, and I hit measure. All right. Well, that's really bad. So far, right off the bat, it says 29, so it's very, very poor. It's definitely poor. The water quality is okay.
So as I saw the initial reading of 29% out of 100, I started freaking out because literally all I wanted to do for this video was exercise, sweat profusely, and then to try and quench my thirst, dump the water out of the canister and literally drink water from 1943. And like seeing particles floating in there from 1943, I was like, I can't drink this. It looks like I know what I'm doing, but somehow I was just like dunking little strips into the water, and I was trying to test for copper, iron, nitrates, lead, nickel, zinc, chlorine. I believe the water hardness was way too high, alkalinity was way too high. So as you see, I left the screen here as to not show any tomfoolery. The water is still in that canister. I came up with a plan B. And again, you know, this is definitely a long video, but that water is untouched, and I should be back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
For the sake of me, I just exercised for 50 minutes. I'm legitimately feeling dehydrated. It's 70-something degrees up here. I filmed my swamp ass just then, close up. What I've decided to do, I'm going to take, it's been one continuous shot, I'm going to take the water from the tin, show that it's still like 29% quality, and then as I'm testing it, like so far during the tests, it's not looking good. I understand why. This is questionable at best to drink as is. So I'm going to put it through the zero water filter, which takes some time. Hopefully that when I'm done testing, and then like once it's through the zero water filter, I'm going to test it for bacteria, and then if so, hopefully, the reading will be a little bit better than 29%. Hopefully there's no bacteria. And finally, I can quench my thirst. The only way I know how. And that's by not passing out in the process of trying to get to that point. So here we go. This water, again, this is ice cold to the touch from the tin. Oh my God. Oh jeez. It's crazy. So this is water from 1943. Oh yeah. It smells like the inside of a toilet bowl from 1943. The smell is... It smells like it's been in a rusty bucket for the past 82 years. Wow. Wow.
Now, just for the record, before I put the water through the zero water filter, I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't safe for consumption, as confirmed.
It's reading very poor, 30%. So this is poor quality drinking water. It smells like not so great. Okay, so second camera off to the side. I'm going to take this water. It's all one continuous shot thus far. And we're going to start putting it through the zero water filter. So far, not safe to drink to quench my thirst, and I'm thirsty.
All right, now as I was pouring the water in there, the water did in fact look yellow, discolored, and questionable at best. You know what? I'm definitely a crazy guy, but I would definitely be insane if I opened up that tin of 1943 water, dumped it into a glass, and drank it. That would be concerning on many different levels. So what I did now, and you know, we have another about a minute here of me talking because this video is so long. I started testing to see what was in a sample of the dirty water. Copper was detected at a 0.01. Iron was detected at above the maximum of 1. There were no nitrates. Lead was detected at a 3. Iron was detected at a 5. And no nickel and no zinc. And then I did a 6-in-1 test. There was no chlorine. The water hardness was high at a 700. The pH was right around a 6. Alkalinity was high at a 210. And carbonate was high at a 240. Now, you know what? I have no idea what any of that means now. And as I was like testing everything, it was like I was feeling dizzy, dehydrated, I was thirsty, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. Now, I filmed an inside shot of what the tin looked like, and you can see like how particles could have gotten into that water. So whatever the inside of the tin, it deteriorated over the years, making the water contaminated for sure. Here I took a new sample as the water went through the filtration system, and I started to test for bacteria. And I think that's important. Over the years, I was like, I don't want to get botulism. If bacteria was detected in this water, I probably would not have consumed it. So, the bacteria test probably takes about 5-10 minutes, and I'll show the up-close results here. The new filtered water tested negative for bacteria. And in the back of my mind, I was like, yes, like step 1 complete. And then I was going to take my magic wand off to the side there and test the new sample to see what that graded out at. Here we go.
So whatever that toilet bowl water smell was when I dumped it from the can into the original jug is gone. And then we will, on the magic wand here, before the water quality was at a 29 is where it started off. Let's wow, 100. The reading is this water from 1943 is now at a 100 drinking level. It's apparently safe to drink. That's interesting. That is actually interesting to me.
Okay, so with no bacteria, the water tested out at 100%, I felt confident to finally pour this 1943 water into my ice-cold glass and see if I can quench my thirst.
So without further ado, after much strife and mental dehydration. I am the LA Beast, and in the name of human science, will water from 1943, which is 82 years old, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt could have consumed the same exact water that I'm about to. Will this delicious, cold glass of water from 1943 quench my thirst? Freak it! Let's find out. Whoa. It's a little fuzzy. There's a little, the water quality said excellent there on the little wand. There's a little fuzziness in the back of my throat, but that first sip of that ice cold water going down my gullet, that's what I'm talking about right there. Fucking drinking water from 1943. Cheers, LA Beast. Have a good day. Wow. So in conclusion, if I had to answer this question right now of did water that's 82 years old quench my thirst? Yeah, it did. 100%. That was actually weird to me. That was totally weird. Thank goodness I bought the water testing kit. Thank goodness I tested for bacteria, which came back negative. I think it was a smart idea to put the water through the zero water filter, and by doing so, I took water that was poor quality, 29%, filled with metals and particles from the year 1943, and all I did, filtered it into perfectly good drinking water here in 2025. My mind is blown. Yes, 100% water that is 82 years old will in fact quench your thirst after vigorous exercise causing dehydration. Amazing. I feel fine. I feel good. Alright, just a quick update. Still the same day. Earlier on, I drank some 82-year-old water from this tin. And you know what? I don't know where definitely rust particles got in the water, but after putting it through the zero filter and drinking it, it quenched my thirst. And I just got back from boxing practice, and I feel like I sweat 1943 out of my body. I feel okay. My stomach feels fine. There's no digestional issues. So I just wanted to come on here and give an update for now. And if things change, I'll give another update. But that's it. You know what? Would I recommend drinking water from 1943? Absolutely not. LA Beast. Good day.